In desperate times, people turn to even more desperate measures.
Virtually the whole of the northern Gold Coast, the crime rate has just gone through the roof.
House robberies.
They took all my jewellery and they took, like I say, the iPads, iPods, cameras, all the laptops.
Stealing cars.
We generally have 2 of those a day.
Armed hold-ups.
Calm and cocky, the man in his 20s did little to disguise himself.
And business break-ins.
Every single person I speak to is absolutely sick of it.
Police and concerned locals say an influx of jobless migrants from interstate and overseas are increasingly to blame.
They're not coming here with sufficient money. A lot of them come here, they don't have jobs before they come here.
And it's cementing the northern Gold Coast's reputation as a crime hub.
Breath testing site.
There are groups of kids who are in the same situation who have nothing else to do.
When this area of the Gold Coast was developed, it was marketed to families. The beaches and all the big theme parks like Dreamworld and Movie World behind me are nearby. But several factors, including affordability and rising unemployment, have combined to attract a greater criminal element, making it a far less desirable place to raise a family.
Our shop's been broken into twice and we've had 2 other attempts.
Convenience store owner Todd Phillips left troubled South Africa for a peaceful life in the suburb of Pacific Pines.
And every single day we see customers saying their houses have been broken into, their cars been broken into.
Todd has been forced to spend his hard-earned cash on security to deter shoplifters, like these thieves pictured on his wall of shame.
Every night we go home and it's not a question of, I wonder if, it's a question of when's our shop going to get broken into again.
Right in front of his CCTV cameras, this gang of brazen criminals smash their way into Todd's shop and steal what they want. Another group used an angle grinder to get in and fled with a safe full of cash.
Nothing seems to be happening to put a stop to it.
There's a step on the other side and they've just come over the top and through here.
Mother of 2 Jodie is on edge after her Pacific Pines home was robbed recently.
They've emptied every drawer, tipped the mattresses, under the beds. They have gone through everything, absolutely everything.
Jodie's teenage son arrived home to discover the break-in. There's one of several houses hit in their suburban street.
That was more upsetting than anything, is that I was at work and he's come home to find the house like that.
The robbers also took Jodie's car, which she thought was safe, parked in the garage.
I know people that are, obviously going to put the house on the market and leave this area.
Jodie believes desperate drug addicts are responsible for the problems in her neighbourhood. But police say drugs aren't the driving factor.
It's the lack of social infrastructure and money issues, accommodation issues, and generally a lack of support networks in place.
Do you agree that New Zealanders or people from the South Pacific are overrepresented in the crime statistics for this area?
I'd have to agree with that, yes.
The advertisements in New Zealand are sun, sand and surf, and lots of work.
Narang Neighbourhood Centre Coordinator Vicky Rose is urging fellow Kiwis not to be seduced by the sunny idea of an easy life in Australia, particularly the deceiving glitz and glamour of the Gold Coast.
The industries here aren't what they used to be. Construction in particular on the Gold Coast is not what it used to be.
She says a growing number of migrants are falling on tough times and aren't eligible for Centrelink benefits or government support.
There's no help for further education, and that's actually one of the biggest contributing factors, I think, to the problems here.
It's these problems tearing families apart.
In the last 12 months, for example, there were 1,500 incidents of domestic violence here that the police attended.
Almost as many instances as the whole of Brisbane. Chief Superintendent Stephen Holland says police are tackling the issues from several fronts.
Well, there's been a significant amount of police enforcement work up here involving the traffic branch, involving our general duties officers.
Police go door to door offering security advice to businesses considered soft targets to criminals, like this service station and a neighbouring bottle shop.
They gave us some tags that are up against the wall to look out for height.
You've been stopped for a breath test.
RBTs like this one are looking for more than just drink drivers. While police check the details of a man driving this unregistered car, our cameraman is filming as he suddenly speeds away.
Breath testing site, Helen Vale, Discovery Drive.
The driver has something to hide, and Gold Coast police are determined to find out what it is. Police followed the man from that RBT site to this shopping centre not too far away. It's believed he got out of his car, ran inside this tattoo parlour before coming back out and being arrested by police. As he sits handcuffed on the ground, officers search his car and question people inside the shop.
I understand that he's probably going to be charged with failing to provide for an RBT, also to failing to stop and drive uninsured and unregistered motor vehicle.
The driver may have bikie links and is taken away for questioning. Is it getting a bit scarier?
It has become a lot more scarier.
Lauren Burns is worried about raising her 2 young sons in an area she feels is no longer safe.
It has become a huge issue for me and my boys.
This park where Lauren and her kids are playing is just across the road from the Pacific Pines Tavern, the same hotel where police officer Damien Leading was shot dead during an armed robbery 2 years ago.
I'm actually thinking, do I really want to raise my children in this suburb?
Vicky Rose fears crime in the area will get worse unless changes are made to the immigration rules. Do you suggest to New Zealanders who are down on their luck to go back home?
I say to them, Australia will not support you, and you came here to give your children a better life, and the reality is it's not better for them unless you can provide for them.